Hey, I'm back, and today I want to show you a game-changing plugin if you use the block editor. This plugin has a ton of features and I want to show you some examples. So first, you could show or hide any part of any content. By content, I mean your posts, your pages, or any kind of custom post type you have. If you work with the block editor, and you can do that based on any rules. So here are some examples of rules you could set. First, you could have specific content or message for partnerships or landing pages. And when I say landing page, I mean if you work with content creators, influencers, you could show or hide any type of messages or any type of just blocks or full sections or almost a full page. You can do anything you want. So you could have promotions or content that show up only for ads campaigns based on query strings. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. You could show some marketing message only on Tuesday and Thursday every week, for instance. It's just one instance, so you could do anything basically. If you have trouble with some browsers, you can tell them, your visitors, to switch from one browser to another because you know that they are on, Firefox or Safari or Brave or another browser, and you can show a message to these people and only to these people to tell them to switch a browser, or maybe to say something like, I don't know, if you have a promotion based on the browser or anything you want. And you can show or hide anything for specific users. You can do that for specific user roles or states if you are logged in, logged out, and so much more. So let me show you what plugin are we talking about. This plugin is block visibility. So it's the first one here. You can do a search, block visibility, and you will have a lot of controls over any blocks you have on your website, and you will be able to create conditions, rules, visibility controls basically, and it can work on any blocks. So it means that if you want to do that on a specific, just a paragraph block, you could do that, but not just paragraph, you could do that basically on sections, full section or full part of the page. Let's activate this plugin, and I'm going to show you some settings you could do with block visibility. So first, you have a new menu into settings, block visibility. I don't want to spend too much time here. It's just global settings, so you can play around with. I just want to jump straight into visibility settings you have within each block. So you have also a block manager, and this works with any block plugin. So if you want to work with cadence blocks or Spectra, you could do so. You have some other visibility controls, but nothing that I want to show you for now. Let's just try to do an example together so you can go into any of your pages. It works with post or anything. And then you can just click within a paragraph and you will have a new menu called visibility. This allows you to add some controls, and you can have control based on browser or device, based on cookies, based on date and time, and it's going to be our first example because it's a mainstream one. I think you can hide block, basically just hide block. Based on location is more about the location of your post type post. It's within WordPress, not the location of where the person is, where the visitor is. So let's go again to the three dots, and you can just unselect location, and you can select any controls you want, and you can stack them. So if you want to select several of them, you can stack all of them, so you can have a really fine control into the visibility settings for each block. Again, we are just into a paragraph block, so you can do that anywhere. Based on query strings, so the query string is really interesting because you can set a visibility if you have some specific characters in the query strings. So when you do ads campaign, you always have query strings. So it means that you can show some message, marketing message, just based on a Facebook campaign or a Google ads campaign or a Pinterest ads campaign or any other ads campaign. Simply find the characters. You have a question mark, and just after the question mark, you have some characters that are always the same, depending on Facebook, Google, and others. So you can just find these and put it here, and then you can show just some blocks or sections just based on Google or Facebook. And if I unselect query strings, let's see referral sources. Referral source is a good tool because you could show, for instance, a coupon code. If someone comes from YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, you could just show different messages based on where they come from. It's actually very simple. You can just put like LinkedIn, for instance, And then this block, this paragraph will only be visible if someone comes from LinkedIn. It would be the same for Facebook, it would be the same for YouTube, it would be the same for anywhere. So you can also work with referral sources depending on if you have some partnerships in place, visitors that come from other websites, and you can show some specific message for them. So this is referral source. The most common one would be, of course, date and time. So if you want to show this block for a specific schedule, so it can be about Halloween, it can be about Christmas, it can be about any other events, and you can work in advance. So you can just work well in advance to set everything in place, and then everything runs smoothly when Christmas comes in, or Halloween or other events. So it's very interesting, and you can play with dates, times, and you can make the schedule seasonal. So it means that even next year it will come back again. You can also show on specific days of the week. So like I said in the beginning, if you want to show this block for only Tuesday and Thursday, you can do so. So this is the date and time visibility control. And again, I think it's the most mainstream one, but then you will have cookies, so you can enter a cookie name, and if you have any cookies in place, you could show some message based on them. Date and time, you can hide block, like I said, you can just hide the block from everyone, so it's pretty straightforward. You have a location, and it's more about WordPress. You have metadata, you have query strings. We talked about query strings already, referral sources. Let's talk again about query strings. Let me show you what I mean by query strings if you don't know what this is about. So this is one of my ads in French, obviously. And if we click on the button, I will have query strings. You can see here, this is query string basically. You have the question mark, and then you have many parameters. So you can just grab any of them. Basically, you need to find a pattern that comes back again and again. And you take just some part of your query strings, and then you can just put it here, and you will be able to show content based on this. So this is query strings, and you always have query strings when you do ads, when you run ads. So this is query strings. Then referral source, we talked about that. Screen size, if you want to show some blocks just on mobile or tablet or desktop. URL path, user roles. So these ones are pretty easy to understand also. If you want to show some content for logged out users, logged in users, or specific user roles. And then you have visibility presets. If you use the same visibility controls over and over again, you should maybe create presets. So you can just select the preset here. And if you click on the little plus here, you can add a new preset. So you can click a new preset and you have a new control set. You can create many control sets within one preset because you can stack them into one preset. So you can create one or another and another control set. It's based on, this and this condition and this condition, or it can be this control set or this control set or this control set. So you have the different rules you can play with. You just give a name to the preset and you can publish the preset, and then you can select it here to use it again and again across your website. I think this plugin gives you true superpowers on your website to supercharge your website in terms of marketing, in terms of dynamic content, in terms of user experience, in terms of basically anything. So if you use the block editor, I think this is a must-have plugin, a must-use plugin. You should have it on your website. One day or another, at some point, you will find this plugin very useful. And I think if you do the exercise to think about what you could do with this plugin, you will find very interesting use case, in my opinion. So I hope you learned something new today in this tutorial. And if you want me to create more tutorials with this very nice French accent, you can just subscribe to this channel and wait for new tutorials to come in. And thank you for your support. I will see you in the next video.